my dad, my mum, my stepmom, my sister, but I didn't have a kid that I was responsible for. So yeah, I had I not got my lucky break in hospital, um, I probably wouldn't have got it outside hospital.
Well, let's talk about the lucky break. You called it your light bulb moment, and you said it happened while you were watching a film in the hospital, and that it was a Bruce Willis film. And so you've credited Bruce Willis with saving your life. And I laugh because, I mean, Bruce Willis has saved a lot of people's lives. He is John McClane.
Indeed.
How did he save yours?
So it was Hudson Hawk, was the movie, and by that stage, the hospital had tried to even back then give me some to get me to learn some meditation and mindfulness to reduce pain. It's a really bad idea if you're in constant pain or constant anxiety to try and learn meditation, because all it does is make you more present moment aware of how much pain you're in. If there are people who it has worked for in that state, I'd love to hear from them because I haven't heard anybody say that. What typically works is if you're in episodic pain or anxiety and you're having a good day and then you do some meditation, then you can expand those good days. But for me, that had really failed. And then watching that movie, what it did was, because the movie had bits that for me were really funny, fast-paced, engaging when they were singing songs as they're burglarizing museums, that would put me into what we would now call a flow state. The bits in between where the dialogue goes really bizarre and obscure in places was, from my experience, a bit like watching adverts in the middle of your favorite show. You're engaged and then you're not. You're engaged and then you're not. And by the end of the movie, my thought was, holy crap, that changed my pain levels more than morphine. Huh. And the bits of the movie that made me feel less pain made me feel like I used to when I was skiing. Huh. And then that kind of led down the train of thought to, well, so if I had meditated all my life up until this point, I would be able to access these states at will. And that would be pretty useful right now. That would be a good painkiller right now. Um, and that then led to the train of thought of, okay, well, if I had meditated all my life, how would my brain be different? Um, and it turns out that with meditation, there are really two different classes of benefit. There is a whole bunch of wisdom, self-knowledge, self-growth stuff that happens that you can speed up by getting the right teachers, doing the right type of meditation for you, doing more practice. You can speed it up, but you can't really shortcut it. And then the other side of the equation is how it changes the frequency distribution pattern in your brain, how the electrics work, what frequency your brain operates on. And that, it turns out that you really can shortcut. And that's what we ended up doing.
I find this fascinating because you were not a doctor. And in fact, you studied history, languages, politics, Arabic, Middle Eastern studies. I mean, it's like all the reasons why I studied journalism. So I didn't have to do math, and I didn't have to take any of the chemistry courses. But here you are. I mean, in the hospital, and you're kind of faced with this position of like, I have to save my own life. If I'm going to get out of this situation, it's not going to be because of these doctors who understand this. It's going